All right. Give y'all a few minutes and stuff to get up in here. We are live once again on this beautiful Thursday evening. I hope that everybody is doing okay. And this thing wants to start acting funny right off the rip. Having a little camera difficulties and stuff, but don't threat. We are going to get this thing straight, and we're going to go into this hopefully. Same thing as always and stuff. If you come in, give me a sound check. Let me know everything is okay. Torrance the trucker. What's going on, man? Everything is all right. Okay. Some game and stuff I want to go ahead and chop up with y'all. Okay, this thing is not going to sit still for some reason, so I just hold it like that. Okay, all right, we sounding good. I'm done training. I'm getting my rental car back to Shreveport now. Okay. All right, Aaron. So, okay, you in training, so you done now and stuff. That's good. All right, Mr. Roberts, what's going on? Cooter Bang, what's going on? All right. Hey, listen, Aaron, I want you to, okay, you get done with training. I want you to call me this weekend, cause I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, my weekend is gonna be real. My weekend is gonna be real light. So for all you guys and stuff, man, just trying this, y'all want to chop game up and stuff this weekend and call me directly. I'm just telling you right now, just go ahead and call. You ain't got, just text me, let me know. Okay, listen, I'm about to call you, Rooster. Okay, my weekend is gonna be real light, very light. So unless you talking about calling, of course, in the mid, in the early mornings and stuff like that. But then again, I don't see why you want to call, but still, like I said, just gonna put that on out there and stuff as a precursor. My weekend this weekend will be very light. So if you got any comments and stuff like that, if you want to get into something directly, I'm letting you know right now and stuff, man, this is the weekend and stuff to do it, because I have very, very little going on. In fact, I don't pick up my load till tomorrow night. And it's only going 238 miles and stuff, and it doesn't deliver till Sunday morning at 2 a.m. So, there you go. All right, so we got enough people in here and everything. Let's go ahead and jump into some of this game I want to chop up with you. First things first, for you guys and stuff, for your own operators that deal with TA. For you guys that deal with the TA and stuff like that, I know how people feel certain ways and stuff about TA using their services and stuff, like working on their trucks and stuff like that. All right, let me go and put this on out here. As of yesterday, July 1st, if you go to the TA to get any kind of service done, right? This thing just ain't gonna hold. Let me go and hold this way. Okay, if you go to the TA to get any kind of service done, let me roll the window down. All right, if you get any service done and stuff and you need parts, sometimes drivers will bring their own parts and stuff in and, just say, okay, look, go ahead and throw this on the truck. TA will no longer let you do that. Everything has to be done through them parts and service. Okay, so there were some things and stuff that I did with the TA, that could actually save money and stuff like that, like, shock replacement, mud flat replacement and stuff. It was little things and stuff like that that I would use, that they can do, that they wouldn't mess up, that they couldn't mess up and everything. So, I would go to, of course I would get the part, but then I would go to TA and say, okay, yeah, go and throw this on and stuff like that to save on the labor. They're not doing that anymore. And stuff. And so, that's a precursor right there for anybody that goes in and stuff and say, well, yeah, I'm gonna get my parts and let them do the service. But TA, however, is the only one that's doing that. TA and the Petro. So, I called Loves. They haven't adopted that policy yet and stuff. So as it stands now, it's only the TA. And so, like I said, TA were good. They do have some stuff that's good, right? I wouldn't take my truck there to get, work and stuff done like that. But, you can take the part in there, say, go ahead, throw this on and stuff. And, But they're cutting that out now and stuff as of yesterday. So, no more taking parts and stuff into the TA. Everything has to be, they do the parts and the service. So, one thing I've always been skeptical about and stuff is that, when people go get parts and stuff, then they're getting this stuff. You don't know what kind of warranty that the equipment and stuff has, well, what the part and stuff has, you don't know what kind of warranty it has and stuff like that. You got to go back to whoever did it. Okay, my phone just went dark for some reason. Okay, all right. Anyway, it creates a lot of confusion, if they sit there and they get the part, because the part that you get from said place might have a big warranty on it. Like, okay, you're getting it, they might cover it for a year or something, but if the TA gets the part, then again, you don't know what kind of warranty that you're getting. And so now everything is through the TA and stuff like that. And being that they had to go on a parts run to get it, I don't know what kind of warranty they're going to offer. But, it's just, in any case and stuff, just be very careful with that, with going in there and stuff, As far as their PMs and everything, I mean, that's still good. I haven't seen anybody yet beat their prices and stuff as far as PMs or whatever, but still, if you go in there for that, and just be mindful and stuff. So, anyway, a couple things and stuff I also wanted to talk about too and stuff was what's in this article here and stuff. This is the publication and stuff that I use that, you guys and stuff can use as a point of reference to get somewhat of an understanding about what's going on. Now, this right here, Trucker Newspaper, I always reference this and stuff. They're at all TA truck stops. It's free. I suggest you pick it up and stuff, anytime they got anything new, because if you want to know what's going on in the industry, this can give you somewhat of an idea and stuff, what to expect. Anyway, this is the paper right here, newspaper, the Trucker Newspaper. And so you can see some very interesting articles right here. For instance, the FMCSA extends and modifies the COVID-19 pandemic hours of service suspension. Routine drivers now excluded. Routine drivers are excluded. Okay? A lot of people didn't know that the hours of service and stuff, for the FMCSA dealing with the COVID. They didn't know when it ended and stuff like that. For most of us, it ended on June the 14th. On June the 14th and stuff. But they have extended it. But the thing is that, who they extended it to, and you can read it right here for yourself. The latest hours of service extension place additional restriction on carriers and drivers to qualify for exemption of regulation. The latest extension is limited to transportation of livestock and livestock feed, medical supplies, and equipment related to testing, diagnosis, and treatment of COVID-19, and supplies and equipment necessary for sanitation and safety. Okay? So what you don't see food up here. You don't see food. So, that's how I was getting by and stuff between, that's how I was getting by, from March to June and stuff like that. A lot of places I went to, they gave me the exemption paper and stuff. I picked the load up, delivering, so on and so forth. I don't know if you guys made out like I did and stuff, I made out pretty good. But anyway, it was originally supposed to end May the 13th. But then they extended it from May the 13th to June the 14th and stuff. And so now it's done with the stuff. And so as of now, we don't know, with the second wave, that's coming, and how some of the states and stuff, like Florida, Texas, and I believe it's one more state. But a lot of your southern states and stuff, they reopened. They went into phase 2 and phase 3 or whatever stuff, whereas a lot of the northeastern states and stuff, they're still in phase 1 up here. So Um, you know, this second wave, they may have to go back and reinstitute the hours of service extension and stuff in the South, but we just remain to be seen. But as of yet, we haven't seen anything or heard nothing. So again, if you don't do livestock, live feed, if you not have medical equipment specifically for COVID-19 testing, supplies, and sanitation and safety and stuff, which consists of like the gloves and the mask and stuff, and you got to have an entire load. You have to have an entire load of masks. You have to have an entire load of medical supplies and stuff like that, specifically for COVID-19. It can't be mixed up or, a multi-stop load like, well, okay, I got some food here, some rubber gloves here, some COVID testing things here and stuff. We don't qualify. The entire load, the entire shipment has to be relevant to COVID-19 testing and safety. All right, so, they're the only ones that got the extension, and most people I know and stuff are not in those fields and stuff there. So, it's pretty much a done deal. We're back to the regularly scheduled program and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys and stuff that been out here have probably seen, DOT enforcement kind of ramping up, because they were supposed to do, remember they always supposed to do that the 72-hour blitz, right? That's always between June 6th, sometimes it's between June 4th to June 6th, and then sometime from June 6th to June 8th. But we haven't heard anything about the DOT blitz, but rest assured that one is coming, Rest assured that one is coming and stuff. As soon as they iron out all the specifics and stuff, because again, this article right here, this specific newspaper right here and stuff, man, it's full of it's full of interesting stuff, man. So on page 9 here, and stuff, we got another interesting article here and stuff where it says the FMCSA eases drug testing requirements for truck drivers returning to work. So, a lot of people and stuff decide to sit it out and stuff and say, well, when this COVID thing is done, because this is the last week and stuff for unemployment, so the unemployment stuff is cut off and stuff as of this weekend and everything. So guys will be coming back to work, stuff like that, and some people may have engaged in, whatever paraphernalia and stuff like that. So and they already know and stuff. It takes time and stuff to get out of the system. You sitting at the house for a month, 2 months and stuff like that. You got Netflix and chill. You got $800 check coming in every week. Sometimes you're gonna get a little bit active. You know what I'm saying? You can't go nowhere. You can't really do anything and stuff. And so, again, it's no shot against anybody who does it. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't do it because I'm tested too much. They test me all the time, so I know better. But still, they're easing on that and stuff. So, let's see. A couple other articles and stuff that's in here. One I'm actually going to read and stuff, but then this other one, because we're always keeping an eye on autonomous trucks. So the USDOT rewards $4.4 million to Indiana, Ohio for I-70 autonomous corridor project. Autonomous corridor project and stuff, and so which leads to this article here on page 1, which is a peek into the future. Autonomous trucks are coming, but drivers will still be needed. And so the article reads as such: when it comes to autonomous vehicles, we are level 3, almost to level 4. So for some guys and stuff that don't understand it's 5 levels to it and stuff. You got 0, which means what we're doing right now. Then level 5, which means that the equipment is 100% autonomous, meaning no human intervention so far and stuff. And so you got level 3, which is like You know, for those you guys stuff that got like Tesla cars and stuff like that, that's your level 3 autonomous. So nobody really seen anything and stuff as of yet on the roads and stuff. Is still testing, but you know, they're saying they're going from level 3 to level 4 now. All right. So as we read on and stuff, it said that's according to the Society of Autonomous Engineers, the SAE. And it says the J3016 levels of driving autonomous table, which defines the steps going from total human control, you know, which is level 0 to level 5. Back in the 1990s, when trucks first came out with autonomous features such as blind spot warnings, the drivers was required to react. All the systems could do was beep, vibrate, light up, and a warning light. For all the above, this was level 0. At level 3, the drivers have access to devices that steer, brake, accelerate, and shift gears with the vehicle. They make the job easier, but the driver must be ready at all times to take over driver duties. Typically, these features are used on the open highway under good driving conditions, with the driver resuming control when leaving the interstate. Current testing is being done by multiple manufacturers of level 4 trucks. These are trucks that can be programmed to drive themselves from point A to point B. Drivers won't be needed, but the vehicle will only drive themselves under limited conditions. These vehicles may eventually still be equipped with steering wheels and floor pedals so that they can be driven manually, or they may simply shut down when they can't operate. At the present, floor pedals, steering wheels, and real human drivers are still present in the autonomous vehicles just in case. Level 5 will happen when trucks can drive themselves in any conditions. So how soon will drivers lose their jobs to robot trucks? Okay. My cousin, who's 24 in the truck and is a truck driver, I tell him that he will be able to retire from trucking. Let's see, then it goes on to page 8. Here we go. Goes on to page 8. He said, retire he wants, says Robert Brown, the head of government relations and public affairs at San Diego, California-based TrueSimple. You're going to see this guy name comes up a lot and stuff, by the way. You know, this guy Robert Brown. Okay, anyway. Oh, yeah, you also going to see this, you know, TrueSimple and stuff. They're going to be talking to them. You know, in fact, the whole article and stuff deals with this guy, this technology company, TrueSimple. So, you know, look them up, by the way. The technology is truly transforming and exciting, but isn't a threat to anyone's livelihood. Interesting. In partnership with United Parcel Service (UPS), TrueSimple is testing 40 autonomous trucks on routes in Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. We currently run trucks from the UPS Phoenix facility to Tucson, then to El Paso, Houston, and Dallas. The Texas Triangle, Brown explains in an exclusive interview with the trucker. Depending on the route, some truck drivers all the way to the distribution center, some get close and drivers take control. Those trucks are manned by experienced drivers, who are hired for more than driving abilities. We hire 20 and 30-year veterans. 20 to 30-year veterans come to TrueSimple. Brown says the testing involves learning so that the autonomous system can react to conditions that could vary every time out. Experienced drivers can point out incidents where the truck didn't react properly, could have performed better, and developers can tweak the system. It is an ongoing process, but it won't be long before testing gives way to actual use. When will this happen? We're looking at 2024 to 2025 time period when it will get interesting, Brown said. That's when the OEM will build completely autonomous trucks that's level 4 capable. Once autonomous trucks are available for purchase, carriers will be finding routes where they add value. Implementation of level 4 trucks will be a regional, route specific, and gradual, Brown added. One reason for One reason for that is the quagmire of state and local laws and regulations. Each jurisdiction in its own time will issue rules for the use of new technology. Like other major changes in the trucking industry past, such as 53-foot trailers, 8,000 pound gross weight limits, acceptance will be piecemeals, and truckers will have to navigate a variety of requirements to stay legal. It's already a problem. We can operate in 21 states and test in 18 more. In 11 states, we can't run autonomous trucks, Brown said. For the UPS operation, True Simple stages its trucks in Arizona. That's because they can't be legally ran. They can't legally run in their home state of California. Interesting. The California DMV has been working on revising the rules since 2012, but we're still waiting, Brown says. Some jurisdictions will restrict where the truck can only operate, much like restrictions of the use of triple trailers in Indiana, Ohio, and other states. Other decisions to use level 4 autonomous trucks will hinge on factors such as climate, route difficulty, available staging areas, and other factors. For example, systems that depend on seeing the lines painted on the highway to steer the trucks don't work well when snow or ice obscures the lines, making the self-driving vehicles a better fit for states with milder weather. I-10 is the testing ground. The weather is favorable, and its states are legislatively friendly, Brown explains. Perhaps the biggest question is coming of level 4 autonomous trucks is this: what autonomous trucks will oh wait a minute, hold on, I went too far. What will happen to the drivers? Brown believes drivers will still be at the wheel, but the job will change. In theory, we create 2 driver jobs. One will pick up the load, the autonomous truck will drive the distribution point, and another driver will deliver, he says. That means more driving positions that get the drivers home daily. Even on long-haul routes, drivers will still be necessary to take control of conditions are unfavorable for autonomous driving. In addition, the driver's thought process will still be necessary to monitor the performance of the vehicles when the vehicle drives itself. Doing this will take a different way of thinking, and training is already available for drivers who will be command of autonomous vehicles. Pima County College in Tucson, Arizona, already offers certification in autonomous vehicles, and other training centers are following suit. It may sound strange that special training is needed to drive a vehicle that does most of the work, but the ability to monitor the truck's performance and accurately report issues requires a working knowledge of how the technology works. Brown expects that the need for drivers already in short supply will increase, and that autonomous trucks will feel some of that increased need rather than take away jobs. True Simple isn't the only company working on this technology. If you add our 40 trucks, all of the trucks from other technology companies out there, maybe 100 trucks all together. So anyway, the rest of it just reads on and stuff. It says, the people that's in it. So, you got Tesla, Google, Embark Trucks. Then they said something about Starks Robotics and stuff. But I guess they haven't been keeping an eye on Starsky's Robotics and stuff because they are bankrupt. Starsky Robotics claim bankruptcy and stuff. So I don't know if they're still testing or whatever and stuff, but they don't have drivers working for them anymore. All right. Let's see. The question is, will the mega carriers invest in these trucks? Can't imagine fleets like Swift size having many autonomous trucks on the road, maybe a couple hundred max. Okay. It's another guy stuff that did a better dissertation and stuff about You know, the autonomous trucks and stuff like that, guys. You know, like I said, it's been it was a big thing last year and stuff, but we're not hearing about it so much and stuff, I guess because of, you know, the pandemic or whatever and stuff, right? But you know, everybody gave their take on it. And like I said, you know, each article you're always seeing about these autonomous trucks and stuff like that. You know, like, okay, you see this picture right here, right? You know, they have you believe that, okay, well, yeah, the truck is driving itself. Look at it. You know, it got all the technology and stuff there. But you notice that every time they show an autonomous truck, like they said, oh, well, we had an autonomous truck to drive all the way from California to Florida. You know, there are spots where it can drive by itself, right? But for the most part, it still needed human intervention. So, I mean, you know, it's something that they're working on, but it's like, if you look back, you know, let's take that same company, Swift, right? This mega carrier. 18 years ago when I started, right? 18 years ago when I started, they were just making the switch over from cab overs, right? They were making the switch from cab overs to conventionals. And so now everywhere you look and stuff, you know, you see conventionals. You don't see a cab over nowhere. You know, but cab overs used to be a big thing and stuff back in back 18 years ago when I started. In fact, you couldn't even get a conventional. You know, the most popular truck that was out there was the Freightliner Century class. You know, Freightliner Century class and stuff. And so, you know, now you just seeing a big major shift and stuff. Let's see, Swift trucks already autonomous, all those crashes that they oh man, yeah, so you know, of course, you know that the mega carriers and stuff are going to invest into it and stuff like that. So I mean, it's you know, when they come available, because you're already seeing guys and stuff that got 20 or 30 years in the game and stuff saying, yeah, you know, yeah, let me go ahead and give you the expertise and stuff, you know, yeah, work on this, work on that, tweak this, tweak that, but you know, we got all this stuff that's over here in this truck. And it's interesting that you mentioned that, because a lot of these companies that have all these safety equipment stuff on the truck are the ones that have the most crashes. You see what I'm saying? You know, you had the Eaton-Voraz system. Everybody had the Eaton-Voraz system and stuff was still having crashes, despite the fact that they had all this. Now they got lane control prevention and all this other stuff on these trucks and stuff, and yet people are still crashing. They still flipping these trucks over and stuff. So, you know, and it's funny how can you be a part of a safety administration when your company constitutes the majority of fatalities and stuff that happen out here on the road. You know, that to me and stuff, I mean, you know, I don't understand that and stuff. How can you have and be in control of safety advocacy and stuff like that? You know, a lot of these rules and regulations are getting rolled out by the mega carriers and stuff, but at the same time, they can't do nothing about their own company. Even though they turn these trucks down, they got all this safety equipment up here, they got 2 drivers, 3 drivers in the truck, and yet they're still flipping trucks over, they're still killing people, and they want to blame own operators and small fleet owners. Small fleet owners, own operators, lease drivers and stuff, you know, we're the ones out here that's causing the crashes and all that stuff there, despite the fact that, you know, we don't have any of this stuff on our truck. You know, the DOT, you know, chooses to target, you know, DOT chooses to target, you know, they want to target, you know, the own operator stuff like that, say, well, you know, hey, look, you know, look at all this, if they can't find anything and stuff, they'll just make something up, like, well, you know, you got to take brake hose and stuff like that, which is not really safe or whatever, you know, or something that's not even really a safety issue or whatnot, you know, oh, well, your e-log and stuff is not sitting up here in the front seat and stuff, you know, where it can be reached, something like that, so, you know, that's a violation. And then, you know, when they sit there and do the report and stuff like that, well, wow, man, look at all these you know, look at all these violations and stuff that these companies got and stuff. And so, you know, it's just crazy, man. let's see, what you say, Kuda Bang, I would think if an autonomous truck gets into an accident, that it could be cause for a much bigger lawsuit, being that it promoted me. Say, okay, now that's the problem that Tesla is having right now and stuff. It's like, okay, if the car has an accident, right, then who do we go after? Do we go after the person who bought the car and stuff, or do we go after the people who manufacture the car? And so the manufacturers and the company itself are two different entities and stuff. They work hand in hand with each other. So, you know, you're going after Tesla, but Tesla's saying, okay, well, we built the car, but we're not responsible for the technology. We got the technology through these people. And then you got to hunt these people down and stuff, and then you find out that they don't went out of business, or they don't went on another name or something like that. So, you know, that's the thing why, you know, really autonomous and stuff hasn't really been pushed and stuff, guys. The only people that got the technology in the car right now is Tesla. Nissan offers the feature, whatever and stuff, but you know, they just, if you go there and try to buy the car and stuff, man, they don't, you know, they like, hey, man, you know what, we'll sell you the car and stuff like that, but you know, the feature, no, we not ain't gonna mess with it. So anyhow, there's a peek into the future and stuff, you know. Like I said, I mean, they're talking about 2024, 2025, so we got what, 4 or 5 short years before you know, he didn't say that's when it was coming out. They just said that's when things will get interesting. So, you know, whatever that means, you know. But like I said, they're testing them, they're improving on the technology and stuff like that, but you know, you still got to have human intervention, like that test that they ran in Florida, right, where the truck went on the turnpike, and they were saying, okay, well, yeah, see, that was level 5 autonomous, and then you come find out that the truck was being driven. The truck may have looked like it was being driven autonomously, but then it was somebody in Jacksonville, Florida and stuff, right? It was somebody in Jacksonville, Florida that was controlling the truck, you know. So it appears like, oh yeah, the truck drives itself, but you know, it was being driven by remote control and stuff, so you can't really call that autonomous. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually. It's gonna happen eventually and stuff, man. But I don't see it. I don't see it happening no time soon. I don't see it happening no time soon and stuff. So, you know. So anyway, like I said, that's a peek into the future. Other things and stuff that it's talking about up there, you know, the medical certificate waiver. You know, a lot of people are having problems. You know, you got to go in, you know, CDLs and stuff like that. You know, your CDL, if it expires and stuff, then it's not really expired because they gave you an extension. Same thing with your medical card. They gave you an extension because, you know, you got to go down there to get your license. You got to set up an appointment and stuff, you know. And then, of course, a lot of these medical facilities and stuff that do DOT physicals, they've been fixated mostly on COVID and stuff like that. So, you know, they still got those waivers and stuff going on there. I don't know. Again, we just got to keep our eye on stuff out because, again, they're closing down a lot of stuff because of the spike of COVID-19 and stuff, you know, in Texas, Florida. I know it's one more state. Yeah, South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina and stuff like that. South Carolina, North Carolina, guys, you know, everybody going to the beach and stuff like that. And so, of course, we got July 4th and stuff like that. So, you know, I imagine when that's said and done, we're probably going to see another spike. But, again, that's down in the southern regions. In the north regions, they still got a lot of stuff closed up here. Still got a lot of stuff closed and stuff. They still enforcing a lot of the COVID-19 policies and stuff. You know, a lot of stores are closed up here at 8 o'clock. You can't do, you know, a lot of the elderly can shop an hour before, you know, everyone else and stuff like that for people exclusively. So, you know, just got that going on. So, and I guess that's about it. Yep, I guess that's it, man. So, I guess I covered everything I need to talk about and stuff. I mean, like I said, you know, my schedule this weekend and stuff is gonna be real light. So, you know, if you want to get a hold of me and stuff, you want to chop things up and stuff, like I said, I'm not doing anything until, as it stands right now, I won't be doing much work and stuff until Monday, you know, but that could change. That could change Sunday, but I know, you know, from now till Sunday morning and stuff, man, you know, everything's gonna be pretty light. So if you want to get a hold of me and stuff, you can. Like I said, just text me first and stuff like that, and I'll just tell you, okay, all right, you know, I'm ready, or you know, just depends. Sometimes I might be on the phone. Yeah, sometimes I might be on the phone and stuff like that, but you know, for the most part, my weekend is going to be very light. And so, anyway, fellas, I'm going to go ahead and jump on off here and everything. This your man here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, with my dead phone, telling you as always, continue to do your research, fact find, and studies. Honest on your skills every day. Until next time we talk, next time we meet, say, be easy, and peace out.